Today is the Presidential Golf Challenge Day. The whole idea is about raising money for Jacob Zuma RDP Trust, which is an educational trust aimed at helping the poor and the kids who come from very disadvantaged families.
This year it's a fifth installment of Chelsea's partnership with the Jacob Zuma Education Trust. Therefore, our continued participation with government is to really play our part as a corporate in contributing to education. In particular, if you look at the target market of the trust, is those in the rural areas, the disadvantaged communities. Education in that area uplifts not only the individual who gets educated, but the whole family as well.
Because as you know, the president is very passionate about the whole notion of education, that every child should be able to get education. So as Transnet, we thought that it's important that we participate in this. It's a very noble objective that they have.
This is part of the fundraising that the president could utilize whatever that has come in to a charity of one kind or the other. We decided to use education in the May, and therefore this is absolutely important. Whilst it makes us to come together after the State of the Nation address, but it also helps that we are able to help the needy children who need to be funded in their studies, etc.
We hope that with the money that we have raised, new entrants will be coming into the system, and we'll see a lot more children going to tertiary institutions, whether it's universities or colleges around the country.
The environment has changed, the CSI space has changed, and to a greater extent the multi-year programs such as these ones, funding continuously, are the programs that are going to sustain, and we'll be able to measure and see the impact after some time. So we find it speaks to our focus as the Eskom Development Foundation. We in future will be receiving some of the recipients of this funding as our employees going forward. So it also assists from a pipeline point of view.
So GEMS has a long-standing association with the Presidential Golf Challenge. The reason GEMS is involved is that the Department of Public Service and Administration is the coordinating department with which GEMS is associated, and health and education are two key priorities for our country.
This thing came after I've seen the learners chanting, "Fees must fall." I understand their frustration. They don't have money, his parents have got no money. But I am there at the corner as a business person saying I must help the country, I must help the kids to study further. That's why I'm sponsoring the money for that, for this foundation.
This event contributes almost 50% of our annual budget, and it actually happens at the right time when the schools and universities have just reopened, and the demand to take these kids to universities is much greater. Therefore, after this event, we have an opportunity to go out and pay those institutions and then raise more resources for the remainder of the year. As we know, over the 6-year period, we've been able to educate 8,844 students directly from the resources of this event.
I've been raised by my mom, which is a domestic work. And then since I was born, she was domestic work, even now, today. And it was hard for her to, for income, because, by that time, she will never even, the income was not enough to can support me and my sister by that time. Referent Nakana, Tipu Nakana, is the one who introduced me to the trust. He told me that my problem are solved now. Next year I'm going to school. Then even myself, I didn't believe, but indeed I did go to school again. Yes, I'm proud. I have a law degree with the trust. And then what I'm also proud about, the trust paid everything. Not like the previous bursaries. It pays the tuition fees, the books, accommodation, everything. My parents didn't do anything, but the year I was school with the trust until I finished, until I get my degree. After I've graduated, I've been worked so many law firms. I've gained income. I have my own place where I can say I'm staying. Before I was staying with the parents, but now I'm staying on my own. I'm living on my own and my children, and I can take my children to school whenever school I want to take them, and then I can also be the head of the family now, because I can provide for the family. If it was not the foundation, I would still be that person, still under someone. But now, so other people, I think if they see my story, will also behave those I want to be like him. I want to apply. Or maybe some they will say no, that suffering has ended. You see, they will have this encouragement that this guy, he started is from one family. A mother is a domestic work, but today is an advocate. Do because of the trust.
My name is Malebo Machete. I come from a small village in Limpopo called Sokhusese. I am the 4th child in my family. I was raised by a single mother. My father passed on when I was very little. I must say it's been difficult for her taking care of all her 4 children, especially seeing that she is a daycare center teacher. So the income she's getting, she doesn't even get an income at all, I must say. So it's very difficult for her to take care of all of us. It was very difficult for me during my first year because I did not have any funding for my fees, but I never gave up regardless. So I continued on applying, and only in my 2nd year, that's when I got it. I am happy that I am with the Jacob Zuma Fund because it offers me a peace of mind knowing that my tuition and everything are taken care of. I'm also grateful because I believe I would have still been stuck, with that, what can I say, with a lot of stress, not knowing where my next meal is gonna come from or who is going to pay for my books and everything. So I'm very much happy, and I'm also relieved by the Jacob Zuma Trust Fund. My advice to other students would be that they apply, and also they should make sure that their results also speak well so that they can qualify for the bursary. Yes. And they should never give up on pursuing their dreams, because there are so many people out there, especially in the villages, who are stuck there because there's no one to pay for their funding, but they have potential, but they're still stuck out there because there's no one willing to pay for their tuition. So they should apply whenever they can, and also follow up on their applications.
First year, I remember first year before the trust, I was staying at the commune down at LC, which was pretty far from campus, so I had to wake up early, extra early to get on campus. It was really hard realizing that it's like I failed most of my modules before the trust, because I was traveling, I had to study, and it was really far. Library was always full, so yeah. I think I got the trust in April, I think it was in May, after the first recess. Then I got into RES, then there was a dramatic change in my results. I passed most of my modules. Then when it came to exams, I passed all my modules. It was really exciting for me. So there was a dramatic change in my results. Even if you do in first year, second year, third year, fourth year, just apply. You probably will get it. Even if you're third year, you have to go apply. Because you might find out like you're doing second year, but then you don't have the money for next year. Go third year, just apply, you'll probably get it.
If it's not evident yet, yes, I am a science student. A passionate earth science student who was given the opportunity by the Jacob G. Zuma RDP Education Trust to allow me to excel at one of the top 4 universities in South Africa, the University of Stellenbosch. My name is Amanda Kuzwayo, and I'm 18 years old. Being a Zulu girl from Kwamashu in Durban, KwaZulu-Natal, I had my reservations about entering an environment in which I knew would be predominantly Afrikaans. Growing up in a less privileged family not only offered financial and academic challenges, but it also helped me realize the value of a tertiary education. I applied for a bursary because my stepfather was unemployed and we had financial challenges, which would have meant that I would have had to look for a job straight after passing matric, should I not have been granted the bursary in 2016. I'm tremendously grateful to have been granted this bursary, and being able to speak to some of South Africa's leaders is something I never could have imagined. This is something my grandchildren will likely know about. I am now a second-year student, and my journey to becoming a professional geologist has begun, and I hope that in the near future, I will be able to serve in South African research by exploring earth deposits that will improve the country's economy, but most importantly, playing a part in conducting more extensive research on alternative sustainable energy resources and their manipulation and implementation. I believe that being granted this bursary really altered the course that my life would have taken. There are many bright young lives that have been touched, and many more that could be touched should this education trust be garnered more support. Many excellent young students don't get the opportunity to realize and reach their potential because of situations beyond their control. They also deserve a helping hand, no matter what it is or how small it is. At the end of the day, a difference will be made in their lives, and in turn, they will contribute to a brighter South African future.
We are looking at one of the best times in South African history, with more black people enrolling for higher education. What this means is that more people are seeing education as a liberation tool. On the other side though, what this also means is that unless you have financial backing, you are really on your own. The mandate for my generation is to build onto the foundation that has been laid out by our parents through a sacrifice of their own dreams. And like majority of the youth in this country, I'm the first generation to have a chance at achieving my dreams. I'm currently enrolled for a mechatronics engineering degree at the University of Cape Town. The Jacob Zuma Trust has really reshaped my academic journey. To add perspective to what I'm saying, UCT fees are 120,000 per annum, which means over 5 years, I would have been over 600,000 in debt. So the trust has really aided me in achieving my dreams. The trust has really helped my family. I believe that investing in education is investing in the future of this country. And as a country, we need more support from corporate South Africa. The focus should also move to townships, because we have people in Khayelitsha, Tembisa, Soweto, Alexander, and many other townships who cannot reach their dreams due to financial constraints. I would like to take this opportunity to urge corporate South Africa to get onto the bandwagon and fund more deserving people. You know, in an ideal world, all qualifying students in need should have a grant to achieve their dreams. We need to have more foundations. We need to find more ways to fund the future of this country. We need more business people to adopt communities and help build this country. We need more from our corporations and business people. As the youth, we are reaching out and we are asking you to invest in us and invest in our education. I hope the trust can raise more funds and touch more lives, because by investing in the youth, they're investing in the future of this country. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the President, the Jacob Zuma Trust administrators, and all the donors for touching my life and making a difference to my journey.
At my early age, I gained the understanding of the importance of education. For some reason, much as I wanted to be educated and play a role in some specific way, I just couldn't find an opportunity to go to school. I always tell the story because I always believe it does paint a picture of many like me who were not able to get that opportunity. So I always feel it is important to convey that message that education is critical to all of us. And you can make a contribution indirectly or directly and help another child to be something else. This subject to me is a critical one. I have participated in government, persuaded government that it should become an apex priority, and it has become, and I think we've taken a good decision. That is why even the crisis of #fees must fall is important to look at rather than just to criticize, to say what else can we do? Because education, even if we could reach a stage where we say the kids are not paying, but it is a country's a national investment, because you produce the citizens that will make this country proud.